Welcome to Speedforce, the Flash podcast. I'm your host, Phil Maynard.
And I'm your other host, Eric Johnson.
This week we are reviewing episode 2 of The Flash, Fastest Man Alive. Well, it was a good episode. I was actually able to watch it on the air dates, so I created an event which I'm gonna try and do on a weekly basis now, where everyone can, since we do a 24-hour no spoil on the Facebook page. That way, people who haven't seen it yet are able to see it without the show getting spoiled for them. I decided to do events so that people can talk about it after they watch it and talk with other people who are big fans of the show and getting into it all there instead of waiting 24 hours that just want to get it out and over with, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And Eric just watched the episode yesterday, or was it the day before?
It was probably the day before.
Yeah.
I really was not paying attention because it was on in the background.
Okay. Well, you know who the villain was, right? And what happened?
More or less.
Okay. So for the emails that we got this week, we got none again. But so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to discuss what people. Dude, get off of Angry Birds, seriously. Really?
Really what?
Really?
Your point?
Okay. So I'm gonna read some posts that people put on. We're gonna read posts that people put onto the event page, and we'll read that and discuss it on the podcast. So Eric's gonna read the first one.
All right, from Nick Denike. Okay,
I don't know.
I'm bad with that. Anyways, it says, anyone else kind of bugged by the fact they essentially made Barry into the Wally West version of the Flash by having to eat a ton to keep up his metabolism? I'm not really bugged that much. I really hope that they don't bring a Wally until hopefully season 2.
But from Arrow evidence, he's probably going to get brought in about 6 episodes.
Yeah, which I kind of didn't like because they kind of dragged out basically Arsenal a lot, which everyone wanted.
We got to see his backstory though before he got in. That's what I wanted.
Yeah, because everybody was happy as him being a crime-fighting bartender.
Who? Arsenal?
Yeah.
He wasn't the bartender.
Oh, that's right. He was just the guy that stocked the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better.
He was the stalker. I mean, he was the inventory person.
Yeah. So, what's Wally West gonna be? Is he gonna work at Big Belly Burger?
Probably, and he'll also be going to high school on the track and field, team.
Hey, it's just like Dash from The Incredibles.
I know, right?
So yeah, I hope they don't bring a Wally until next season, but I kind of like how they're combining the two because it makes sense.
Dan Johnson puts here, hey guys, just joining the fun. Speaking of fun, how great was tonight's show? Nice to see superhero series that isn't all dark and gritty. Really digging the show so far. Yeah, most superhero shows are dark and gritty. Arrow, you can't go an episode without someone dying pretty much. And the entire show is set at night. While Flash, we get to see during the day a lot of the time. Even though I just realized this, a thing that they've done in both episodes is that both the final fights of the episode have been at night.
Yeah, and every episode someone has died.
In what?
Flash.
Who died in this one? Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Good job. So the only difference is daytime, nighttime.
Yeah, pretty much. It's not as gritty as Arrow. Gotham is still one of the darkest shows on.
Well, it's because Gotham is always dark.
Well, yeah.
When I'm reading Nightwing comics, he goes from Gotham, which is dark, to Bloodhaven, which is bright and sunny.
But it's worse than Gotham.
It's worse than Gotham, but it's not dark all the time.
Speaking of Nightwing, if any of you haven't seen it out there, there's a YouTube show called Nightwing the Series. It is really good. I feel that... What?
For someone who doesn't read the Nightwing comics...
For someone that doesn't read the Nightwing comics, It is really good. For those that have, Eric, go at it for a second.
It's not true at all.
Like, how so?
I'm not even going to get into it. There's
Everything, pretty much?
There's a lot. I'm just going to say the only thing they got close was the way Barbara got into the wheelchair. Close.
That wasn't even that close, though. It just Joker shot her. Like,
yeah, Joker
that's the
shot her,
only
but-
similar thing.
Yeah, he was in the costume, though.
I know, that was kind of cool that they got the costume for that.
That was the only thing that was close. He shot her, and he in the costume.
Well, you like you're enjoying Deathstroke on the show.
Yeah, because this is the one show I've ever seen that has a gun that has recoil. And I watched Walking Dead, and the kid shoots his dad's gun and doesn't even move.
Yeah. So that's it for the written stuff that we're reading on the podcast. So we're gonna get into the actual episode now. Pressing play now.
And full screen.
I'm going
now.
full screen. Gosh. So we're getting the intro where it's my name is Barry Allen. I'm the fastest man alive. When I was 11, like we're getting the whole Arrow opening, like how Arrow always opens with my name is Oliver Queen. For 5 years I was stranded on an island. It seems like they're doing the same thing with this show now. But right now this is actually just the recap of what happened last episode, not just the opening that they'll always use.
No, I'm pretty sure they're going to use this opening quite a bit.
Well,
They may not have Arrow in it every single time, but they will say, my name is Barry Allen.
my name is Barry Allen. I'm the fastest man alive.
Yeah, that they're going to be using that a lot.
And then he does his whole intro thingy.
Yeah, I should just say theme.
I know. Look, smoke, fire.
Daytime.
Yeah, daytime where a fire's going on, not at night where a fire. Okay, right there, 352 miles per hour. Eric's gonna be doing the whole everything red. He'll point out. I'm gonna point out every time they say 52 in the show. They actually just called the fire department ladder 52.
Didn't they also do that with an Arrow
Oh my gosh, there was one episode of Arrow where they said it like 13 times. I kept track.
Channel 52?
Yeah, well, Channel 52 is a DC Comics thing.
Yeah, but still.
Um,
Yeah. When he put this episode on, I really was not paying attention, so...
he's seen it pretty much for the first time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get better at you seeing the episode before, so we don't have this.
Anyways, apparently Barry's not supposed to be out being a superhero, and him and
Cisco.
Cisco are basically working together to try and save people while... I'm not too sure what the other girl's name is.
Caitlin.
Caitlin, yeah.
Caitlin Snow.
Yeah, Caitlin doesn't want him to be a hero right now.
She's still trying to figure out. They're trying to all figure out what's going on with him first. And you see him go save all these people from a burning building, come around a corner, and now he's like all like smart aleck right now. Feels like he's on top of the world.
And it's like, hey, Caitlin.
Didn't know you were there. How you doing?
So she's not happy at all.
And Cisco's enjoying a lollipop with a Doctor Who t-shirt.
And basically, he's going through his metabolism.
What?
I
Well,
don't really know what it is, really, but
he's just getting his body's weakening.
yeah, because he's not eating enough.
Yeah, but they don't know why he's weakening yet. Not even he knows. What is the use of that belt? I don't see any use for that belt whatsoever.
What belt are you talking about?
The belt that he's wearing, it looks like it would be a utility belt, like what he would put stuff on to make it a utility belt. But literally, it's just a normal belt, and there seems to be no use for it. It's just wrapped around him, not even in through belt loops.
It's an accessory. Ask a girl that while she's wearing a belt with a dress.
Okay.
Yeah, see the response you get for that one.
So we get Harrison Wells come rolling in, because he's rolling. And
Not standing.
yeah, he's rolling nerdy. That's what's going on.
Quite nerdy. Anyways. So he's basically telling Barry he needs to know his limits before he overexerts himself like he's been doing.
Yeah, which goes with my theory of who Harrison Wells is, which I'll get to at the end of this episode.
And I think
Eric
they're false.
doesn't agree. I think that there's not many choices that Wells could be, and this might be it. Are you seriously getting back on the Angry Birds
No,
right
I'm
now?
not getting on Angry Birds.
Okay, so Barry gets a call from Joe saying that he's missing time at that there's a crime scene and Barry isn't there, and they need him there. And Barry's like, well, I need to get back to my day job, and just leaves. And Wells is just like, he didn't even take his clothes. And so Barry shows up, like, at the crime scene, but doesn't have but is still in his Flash uniform. So he breaks into a clothing store and steals some clothes real quick. Do you think he steals it or buys it? Because he went in there for barely 2 seconds. And that's an expensive jacket. He just stole a really expensive jacket.
He probably went back and paid for it. And then again, he eats a lot, and I'm pretty sure he's not paid that well.
Yeah. So I see it more so along the lines of he went in, stole it, and was going to return it, but they took the tag off before anyone could notice any of that. You know what I mean?
Okay. So, this is basically where Barry Allen's like saying there were 6 guys and 6 guns and same set of footprints.
All size 10, I think he says.
Yeah, just like the captain's.
That's not helpful at all. And so the captain and Eddie walk away, and Joe's just left there. Really? Why are you doing this to us? Is that the Greek gods? It looked like that was the Greek gods on the Central City poster, or on the Central City police department.
It's a reference to Wonder Woman.
No, last episode of Arrow was a reference to Wonder Woman.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah, it looks like the Greek gods right there.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. No, yeah.
So he's basically saying you've managed to make a fool of yourself, like, twice.
Constantly. Like, that lightning struck you, and now you're just so much different. And so now we have pretty much Arrow did this first sort of stuff where it's an Arrow back, or since now it's Flash, we could call it flashbacks.
I'm not really a big fan of this episode. Well, I mean, you get to see the relationship between the two, Barry and I don't know what his name is. Joe.
Joe West.
I mean, it's good for the story, but I'm not the biggest fan of flashbacks in this show.
It works for Arrow.
Yeah, very well for Arrow.
It shows his origin of how he became the Arrow. This show, I don't know why they're doing it as much. It's just showing him growing up, hating everything and believing in all this crazy stuff.
Yeah, no one believes him. It's kind of frustrating.
Yeah, so it becomes sort of a thing where they better start bringing in like as a child he had friends with all these different people that would one day become rogues. Like, if they're gonna keep him as a kid, they better start bringing in kid versions of supervillains that he's gonna one day come across. Oh, so what is this called? Do you know what this device is called?
I don't know. It basically mixes the chemicals so that way
they did it. It was. Oh,
it spins the
it's
chemical
a centrifuge.
around.
It's a centrifuge, is what it's called. I remember because that was the episode that he was on for Arrow, but it's not working, so he decides to take out the test tube and start shaking it up himself at super speed.
Which apparently works.
Yeah, and he's starting to lose focus.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's really, really hungry.
Yeah, but he doesn't know he's hungry. What else he'd eat? Right now, he just doesn't know what's going on with him.
Mm-hmm.
So Iris comes in and says, why'd you make me take journalism? Journalism's boring. There's nothing fun about it. Which, for those of you that know the comics, like Eric, Iris is actually a reporter in the comics.
Yeah, I know. I like
You knew that?
More or less.
Okay.
I'm not the biggest fan of Flash, but I know some.
I read a little bit of his comics, but
I know more of Wally.
I read 52 comics.
52 is retarded.
I know. So Eddie walks in, and Barry's like, I already know you guys are dating, so just get over it already. And Eddie just goes over, kisses Iris, and gives a smirk to Barry, which, as we all know, Barry one day ends up with Iris, and Eddie is his archenemy.
Yep, that pretty much about sums it up.
So it's just like, haha. Okay, so this actor who's playing Simon Stagg got a really governmental demotion. Because in Iron Man 3, he was the president, and now in The Flash, he's the mayor.
Yeah.
Really got a demotion there.
Well, you said it was Iron Man 3, right?
Yeah?
Yeah, look at what he caused.
What?
Yeah, all the destruction.
He was the president. He didn't do anything.
Yeah, he allowed Tony Stark to be Iron Man. That was his first mistake.
No, Iron Man just decided I'm going to be Iron Man and didn't listen. So, Barry says, I'm going to help you out with your report, and Steph, don't worry about it.
Yeah, and basically, I don't think she's really going for it.
She's not enjoying journalism as much, but Simon Stagg walks past her, and she's like, can I get a quote for you
And
from
she's
my
like-
article?
And she'd be like, no, I'll just make one up. They'll believe it.
Yeah. And I think Barry was right about to tell her that he has powers, but he didn't.
I don't think
Not tell her that he has powers, tell her that he likes her.
Oh.
That's what he was going to tell her.
It's kind of hard to tell the emotion when by text.
Yeah, since we're reading subtitles. But then again, we've already seen the episode beforehand.
Yeah, this is one of the few villains that I've actually know about for the Flash.
You actually do?
Yeah,
I've never heard of multiplex till this.
I've actually heard of this guy before.
Let me guess, Nightwing fought him.
No.
Okay, Wally fought him.
Maybe.
So
But I know this and Captain Boomerang and the Freeze guy.
Captain Cold.
Captain Cold.
So Barry saves the security guard who's right about to get shot at by 6 bullets.
And then chases after the gunman, or the gunman.
And then passes out in the alleyway.
And this is where they're going to talk about his very high metabolism, and he needs to eat lots and lots of tacos.
Iris wakes him up, and he's... you see his terrified look right there?
I would be terrified too.
Why? Oh.
No.
Because he just chased after a bunch of villains, and now he's getting woken up?
Yeah.
That would be very terrifying. So, Barry comes back to the crime scene now with Joe and Eddie. And Joe's like, where were you?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
what does he say?
Iris says, oh, I found him passed out.
Oh, he was trying to go get the license plate.
Yeah, he was trying to get the license plate.
Supposedly.
Do you think he had a plan, truthfully?
No, I think he just makes it up as he goes.
Yeah, he's very impulsive.
Kind of like Arrow.
Get it? Impulsive? Impulse?
I wish I had a cricket, like,
This is why no one likes
sound button.
Fine. Oh, so Joe's like, you can't go out doing that. You're not bulletproof. And he's like, wait, are you? And Barry's like, no, I'm not. But the thing is, Barry doesn't need to be bulletproof when he can dodge bullets.
Yeah, until he doesn't, his spider senses don't tingle and he gets shot in the back.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's going to happen once or twice.
Well, events happen to him in attoseconds, which is very, 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 very small.
Okay, so she's not happy.
Caitlin is very angry at him. I love Harrison. Harrison has to be like one of my favorite characters in this show.
I don't know, she's the new Simmons.
Oh, since you gave up Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah, that was like the only reason I watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Simmons is on Hydra now.
Yeah, I don't really care.
But she's like not Hydra, she's like there as like a double agent.
Really?
Yeah. Helping S.H.I.E.L.D., but she went through the whole Hydra thing. So they set up for those of you who know the comics, a cosmic treadmill, which helps Barry test his speed. I believe this is how he's able to tap into the Speedforce in the comics.
Yeah.
He runs, and they put it at the highest setting, and he runs past that setting. And that's how he jumps into the Speedforce world.
Yeah, I remember reading something about that. Anyways,
So they
I like
started.
the red shoes.
Oh, they had to get some red on him so that it makes it look like red is going. And so he's just run. Did you notice how he just like threw his finger and then he knew Barry was going to jump at that speed? And then Harrison's just like, you're looking at everything except the glucose level. And she's like, oh, I know what the problem is now. And then Barry passes out.
I just passed. Yeah, he's passing out, and but of course he crashes into a big wall of boxes.
With styrofoam and all that
Yeah.
to catch him. Sort of like how in the Minutemen...
And Joe finds his wall of...
Shame? No.
Yeah.
Of wall of mystery, I'll go with.
Yeah.
We need to come up with a name for it. Any speedsters out there have a good name for his wall? We'll go with that.
I like his fedora in the flashback.
I know, right? Like, it shows Joe is, like, so much cooler.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, I kind of like that. If I go upstairs, am I gonna find Barry Allen? No.
she knows she can't lie, so she's just like, nope. But I know where he went, and Joe's like, I know too.
Yeah.
This kid's gonna be a problem.
While everyone's trying to break out of jail, you're trying to go there.
What is that from? What are you doing?
I don't know. Doc.
Okay, so Barry realizes that I just need to eat a little bit more a day, and they're like, we gave you 40 helpings a day worth, and you gobbled it up in seconds. So Cisco's like, to eat that equivalent, you need 800, the equivalent of 850 tacos. And Joe's like, if you're gonna go with this, you'd rather go with
Well, you said the 850 tacos, right?
yeah. And Joe's like, if you're gonna go with fast pace, you might want to go with Tito's or taquitos.
I wonder if that's actually in the comics.
No, there actually is something that Barry eats in the comics, and they show it at the end of the episode. I put a chibi drawing of it by Lord Mesa. She's one of my favorite artists. She drew a picture of Flash with the food.
With the granola bar, just say it.
It's like a Cliff Bar more so.
Yeah. Anyways.
So
he's trying to wonder why they're encouraging Barry to go out and stop all these metahumans and putting his life at risk.
And Caitlin says, no, you shouldn't also. And Joe's they're on the same side pretty much.
Yeah, Caitlin and Joe, just all against Barry.
And Barry's like, you saw a person control the weather. What are the police going to do about that? None of them can do anything about that.
He's like, Barry, all you guys, you can run real fast.
And he's like, I'm not going to let my kid do this. And Barry's like, I am not your kid, remember? You kind of stole me.
No, it was either that or foster home. Then again, he could become the next Robin if he was in a foster home. Yay, orphans!
But his dad's still alive, so it's kind of like the exact opposite of Jason Todd.
And Dick Grayson.
Well, his parents are both dead.
Yeah, I know.
Haha.
Oh, wait, no, Jason Todd's parents weren't all dead. His mother was still alive.
I know, that's what I'm saying. And then she died.
By the Joker.
Well, the Joker kills lots of people. Joker killed Jason.
With a crowbar.
Yeah, and then he came back.
And died again.
So we're doing it. No, he didn't die again. Damien died recently. So we're doing a podcast for the show Flash, not Jason Todd as the greatest Robin.
Worst Robin in the world.
You hate Damien more.
No, actually, Damien's got more going for him. Anyways.
Really?
Yeah.
You doing this now? Okay. So we get Danton Black at the pier.
And a dramatic face reveal, which...
No one knows who he is, so it doesn't really be that dramatic.
Yeah, they try to make it...
Like an Arrow when Merlin takes off the mask for the first time and you see it's Merlin, you're like, what? It's just like, what?
Yeah. So he's trying to hire him to go do what exactly?
He's saying, I'm here to kill your boss.
Mr. Java?
No.
That's what it said, Mr. Java.
I don't know. I wasn't looking.
Oh, he doesn't know that he has powers.
No. he's like, "Where's your army?" And he's like, "I didn't bring him." And now he gets his army.
He's
by...
grunting and groaning.
Yay, subtitles.
Yeah, it doesn't sound right. And guess who got his army?
So the guy turns back and sees Danton Black with like a whole bunch of people.
Which is like 5. Nope,
well,
6.
6, yeah. 6 is the main number for him, for multiplex.
Yeah.
What?
I didn't say anything. Anyway, so now we're at Central City Police.
And Barry's eating a lot of donuts.
That's it?
That's not helping stereotypes whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's probably right across the street. And then there goes another part of our fan base leaving us. But,
So, he gave him to find something. I don't know if it had to deal with the beating that the guy just got last night, or...
yeah, it was that. Because evidence shows that... Well, right now we see that...
he was supposed to go to Jitters to meet Iris to talk about her new article. So now she has 24 hours to get a new article. Or to get a new topic.
Yeah, which is a lot like an online like college class. Have you taken one?
Not online.
Yeah, it's like very fast paced. Every day is a new assignment. So as she's pouring the sugar into her coffee cup, Barry's like, "Okay, I'm gonna tell her the truth. I'm fast. I do this. I'm this. I could do that and stuff."
I'm surprised he's not having fun with that. Like click, like where he like pauses and he starts punching his boss.
Wait, which boss?
You saw the movie Click, right?
Yeah. Oh, I thought you meant like right now he does that
No.
and punches a boss. I'm like, he has nothing against Captain.
Basically, they're saying that was a duplex, multiplex, is basically one giant stem cell, but not the baby stem cell.
Yeah. And Iris is like, "So you're looking for a newborn, right?" Like, Iris is not the smartest person when it comes to these cases. Like we're realizing, she's no Simmons.
No.
Or Felicity, if you want to go with that.
That's the mayor, right?
Yeah.
So
Stag.
Joe and the mayor are in some type of warehouse. I don't know what for.
They're trying to get him out of here because this is where he is. This is where Stag is. And he's like, "We need to get you to safety." And Danton Black is coming up the elevator now. And, like, when the elevator closed, there was one person. Now there's 3 people.
And they're saying Danton Black is not a killer. Yeah. Give it about 5 more seconds.
And then he gets shot. Or they're shot at. Do you see how Eddie uses him as a human shield? The police officer uses the mayor as a human shield.
Yeah, and Joe's kind of like sitting there trying to duck and cover, like that's really going to do it.
Yeah, as long as it's not an explosive and it isn't a TV show by that cylinders, they're okay.
Yeah, that reminds me from the original Flash pilot when they shot a car and just blew up.
Oh yeah, oh my gosh, it was just that those little green flame bombs.
Yeah, it's like made no sense. Oh, guess who's gonna be the Flash now?
Yeah, so he goes to his locker and opens it up, and we see a dramatic like Flash logo. Which, how many takes do you think it took for him to like open it up and it just opened directly on it?
I don't know. But they need to start advertising better guns. The Glock is really the most ugliest thing in the world.
Is that with a extended mag or no?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, so basically, Joe just saw multiplex
Like turn into 3 people, and he's like, "Okay, we need Barry."
And there's Barry. Oh,
I love that. And Barry's like goes to Joe, and he's like, "Go," and Joe's like, "No," and then he's outside. That's creepy. Like the what is it? The all voice or whatever, like where they all talk at the same time.
Oh, that's cool.
That is cool. I like that. Where he punches multiplex and 2 more copies of him come out.
I kind of like multiplex. I mean, that's like the perfect like villain for the Flash.
Yeah.
This is really terrible, like beating him up.
Yeah, he has no physical training. He's used to just going in, okay, push, you're over, done, I win. He's not used to, like, actual physical fighting.
And
He's not a strong person. He's a nerd.
Yeah. There's still no recall in this show either.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And of course, I didn't know the Flash was French.
Why?
He just ran away. Yeah, so he got beat up pretty good.
Why are they soaking up? Why are they fixing scars on him?
No, they're just...
Oh, they're getting the blood off of him more so. Because the scar's already gone. Because he instantly heals.
Oh, so now they're going, what, was it Danton Black?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm bad at remembering this.
I'm helping you.
Yeah, so they're going over what he originally was, and I guess he was a cloning specialist for this stag.
Yeah, he was trying to get something. He was trying to replicate organs because his wife was dying. Oh, Cisco calls him Captain Clone, which right there is a reference to an upcoming villain in 2 episodes named Captain Cold. In episode 4, we're getting him finally.
Nice.
Yeah, which also, I believe they're also getting a guest star in that episode.
Arrow?
Nope. Someone you like more than Arrow.
Dick Grayson?
Felicity Smoke.
Oh, Felicity Smoke!
Which comes in for a weird double date between Barry and Felicity and Iris and Eddie.
Nice. So, yeah.
And Flash is
I'm lost on that one.
Flash is saying right now that this wasn't the beginning of something. This was a mistake.
Oh, and
I can't do this. This is not for me. I'm not the hero you need. The background is so much better than it was in the other show.
Yeah. So, yeah, here we have Barry and he's seeing his dad.
Seeing his dad, played by...
That's so messed up.
You can't touch your dad. Move.
Like, no physical... Yeah, because I'm definitely going to have my son bring a knife so I can steal it. Nice red shirt, Barry.
There's Eric for you. Getting all those reds in.
Nice red shirt, Phil.
It's my red Arrow jacket. Give me a break. So, the actor, as you all know, is John Wesley Shipp, the person that played Barry Allen in the original Flash series.
So, yeah, Barry doesn't understand why no one believes him.
He's trying to tell everyone that it wasn't his dad, but no one believes him since he's a kid.
He looks like a criminal.
Yeah, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And, dude, he's been in prison for a week, dude. Prison does things.
Yeah. He saw someone drop the soap.
And then he helped him pick it up. Wasn't that the joke we made when we were watching the episode?
Oh, there's Joe again.
He's hugging him. Physical contact. Physical contact right there.
And he's looking away because he knows.
He knows that it was who killed it, that his dad killed him.
No.
Or he knows what.
Oh, maybe because there's no physical contact. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't even get 5 minutes together. They got a minute.
And Barry needs a new pair of shoes. Is he Star City? Oh no.
No, he just ran around the city for a minute.
A hero cop saves Stag. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Because Barry doesn't get any of the credit, Eddie does.
Because they can't get a good image of the red blur. Oh no, they can't say blur in the show. They call him the red streak. They can't say blur.
Why?
Smallville, that's what they called Superman. The entire series was the red-blue blur.
The red streak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what they call him in the newspaper.
The red streak?
Pretty much. Remember the newspaper from the first episode?
No. I just remember the futuristic newspaper. That's the only one I remember.
That's the newspaper.
Yeah, it said Flash, though.
It said the Flash disappears in a red streak. So we have Joe talking with Simon Stagg, and Harrison Wells rolls on in here.
I like how he's got like a Stephen Hawking type computer.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's like a speak and spell almost.
Oh, I'm just imagining now epic rap battles. Thanks, man. No, but Wells and Stagg know each other, supposedly.
I wonder if that is a big reference to Wonder Woman.
It can't be, because I don't really see any of the Greek gods except for Poseidon, really, with the trident. Unless you're saying the person that's holding the lightning bolt in front is Zeus. And who would be that adjacent to him? Hera?
Yeah. So I don't know. I think it is
Okay. We'll go with that. It's a reference to Wonder Woman at the police station.
because they got to make a Justice League by 2015, right?
But it isn't with this Flash.
Yeah. Still.
No.
But they still got to like bring in a Wonder Woman somehow.
But Harrison is saying, I had my suspicions that Barry was going to have special abilities when he was in the coma. So that's why I took him to Star City. Which is a reason for my idea for who Harrison is. That's another reason. He knows that he has powers when he was in the coma.
Okay. Still.
Without giving it away, we're going to talk about at the end of who I think it is. But
okay,
it makes sense. I think it does. The only thing that... if he runs headlong into danger without our help, he'll fail.
So they're basically saying without their help...
He doubts himself. He needs them to back him up. What?
That 49.4 gigs.
What? How? Final Fantasy 13?
Yeah.
It's going to take you a month to get that.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so Harrison...
Yeah.
I can't see it being anyone else anymore who I think Harrison is.
So yeah, Barry just cleaned out the coffee shop's like food thing.
How many places is that? Like 7? 1, 2, 3,
6.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 plates that he has right in front of him.
Oh, now Iris is gonna tell him her new
So Barry says,
topic.
Barry's pretty much like, I'm going to give up being a superhero now. I'm done. Flash is a disappointment. It didn't work. I'm not doing that anymore. It was a failure. And Iris is like, hey, so I got it. So I'm really excited about journalism now. There's this new person in the news. They're calling him the Red Streak. And I'm going to be writing my reports on him to pass me through college.
So there's been like a random laptop sitting on that counter that she turns around and starts using it.
Well, it is her laptop.
So it's plugged in behind the counter?
Yeah.
They're not at Jitters.
No, yeah, they are.
No, they're...
No, this is like the corporate office for Jitters. Like this is the main building.
There's a different name on it.
No, it was CC Jitters.
I don't think so.
Okay, look in the background and you'll see it says
I
Jitters.
see Star Labs.
Okay, not now.
Hey, guess who's in their office?
Multiplex is now in their office and they're freaking out.
Somewhat.
And now she's smiling. That's really weird. Cisco is very confused. Do you see his face? He's not even understanding what she just did.
But basically, they cloned.
They grew him pretty much from the cell.
Yeah.
It multiplied and then it just multiplied into so many more different cells and it just formed him. And right there, that's how we realize.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out why he's not moving, and he's basically just like a body without a soul.
Yeah.
It's
pretty
empty
much
shell.
It's just a wax figure, which you got to admire the guys acting right now to be perfectly still
He
for
just
this whole
blinked.
thing. Yeah, I saw the blink. Here, but the thing is, he's alive, but he's not active. He can't do anything. He doesn't see anything. He's just there. You know what I mean?
So basically, he has to be near or call upon his clones in order for it to be active.
Right there is the Cliff Bars.
Oh, guess who's awake?
And guess who got shot 3 times in the chest? So do you think Eclipse 3 times?
Yeah.
Okay, so Harrison's saying that he moved probably because he was summoned. Probably something happened and he was called upon. And Joe's saying that with all these people coming out, these metahumans like Clyde Martin and Danton Black, there's nothing the police can do. Barry's right. They need someone who's at a higher power to help them.
Yeah, a machine gun.
I just say like a minigun, just like mow them down, and whichever ones go down.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna. Oh, guess who's gonna be the Flash again?
It's a lot like when Arrow's in the Arrow Cave and just grabs his bow, and then you don't see him get into the costume.
The Arrow Cave. The arrow
quiver.
basement?
Yeah, the quiver. Since,
Oh, is Black at the thing?
yeah, Black is now at Stag Industries.
Oh, yeah, so he's sure to kill his former boss.
Yeah. He's not happy with him. He killed his wife, practically.
I don't know, I kind of think...
And so Barry saves Stag, brings him into the office, and then just goes away. And now there's
a lot
of multiplexes everywhere.
Well,
and he dodges a bullet shot at him.
Like the Matrix, which is kind of dumb. But...
Well, he's a nerd, man.
I think
how else is he going to dodge a bullet right now?
Yeah, I mean, Flash doesn't kill, so... I think it'd be really funny if he just gets a knife and just goes poke, 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 poke. It just end it all. Instead of just knocking him over.
Well, they're weak. The more that are made, the weaker they are. So him just knocking one over will take them out.
Yeah.
That's what it does.
But you don't really need to...
And he's making them kill each other, pretty much.
Yeah, you don't need to be strong to shoot a gun.
And we haven't heard him say that he's not going to kill. We've never heard him say that yet.
Yeah, but Flash doesn't kill in the comics.
But no, he's never said anything along that lines in the show, though. Like Green Arrow doesn't kill. In the first whole season, he's murdering everyone he comes across.
Yeah, but I think that was something different. But I don't think Flash kills. But he does like to run away a lot.
Well, he's allowing them to kill each other. He jumps out of the way to have one of them shoot another one to kill them.
But
he is killing pretty much essentially when he does that. He hasn't disarmed any of them. And speaking of which, how do they have so many guns?
They robbed 6 guns from
6 guns, yes. But how are there this army, this many of them who have guns?
Most of them don't.
Okay, but when you saw them patrolling the outer areas, they all had guns.
Yeah, he could have gone back.
This is so cool right now. He's going through, throwing them all aside. Do you see the sweat drip off?
Yeah, he's like, shit.
So,
yeah, so he's basically knocked out now. Not Black.
Oh my gosh, I never even saw that. He looks down and sees all these bodies just laying on the ground of Black.
Which are not real. So if he kills, they're not real to begin with. It's like stabbing a blow-up doll.
Okay. Pop.
Yeah, it's dead. Oh.
And then there goes Eric's Entertainment. Okay, so Danton charges a charge at him, jumps out the window, and grabs onto... I always thought he said gross, not don't. So... Multiplex holds on to Barry's hand, is holding on to Barry's hand, and then creates another arm to hold on to it. And I always thought Barry said gross. Oh, but he let go, and now Danton died.
Yeah, but he didn't want to be saved. Yeah, thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So, he kind of feels responsible at the same time. He doesn't, and he's just happy it's all over.
Yeah, and, where?
Hey, they finally named him.
Multiplex, yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of a cool name.
Yeah, but he came up with the name after the guy died, so it wasn't helpful.
So it goes in the back computer.
The Star computer?
No, the back computer, because Batman probably has records of this now. Because he hacked into Star Labs.
Well, yeah.
So, anyways.
And so Barry's saying that we were all struck by lightning when it went off. Which is ironic because they all have superpowers, pretty much.
More or less, yeah.
Well, she's
Killer Frost.
Killer Frost. Cisco is Vibe, which I found out actually is a hero in the comics. The reason he's a hero is because the Justice League recruited him as the anti-Justice League, pretty much, to, in case the Justice League one day loses it, Cisco is the only person that can stop the Flash, because he can take Flash out of the Speedforce.
Yeah. Anyways, so now we're back here, and Joe gave
Barry's favorite type of pizza.
Which is pepperoni, olives, and jalapenos.
That sounds absolutely terrible.
Actually, just get rid of the olives and I'm happy.
I say get rid of the jalapenos and I'm happy.
You don't like anything hot.
I don't. Like, Paul makes jalapeno soup every day with something else in it.
Yeah, Paul's horrible. He makes salt. And
they're showing the mystery wall, is what we're going to call it till someone gives us a better name. Or is it the murder wall? The murder cave? Okay, we're going with mystery wall. Joe's saying that I know it wasn't your father now, and I'm going to help you try and figure out who it was instead. And Barry's like, I know you weren't my father, but you were the one that fed me, clothed me, and sat by my bed till I fell asleep because I was afraid of the dark.
Yeah.
You dropped me off at college.
He basically just don't live in Gotham. It's always dark.
Huh?
Don't live in Gotham, Barry.
Yeah. And Barry's like, you are my dad, essentially. That is the definition of one. And Joe cries. Did Joe just cry, seriously?
I don't know, but he's stealing the pizza now.
Well, Barry doesn't really need it completely. Joe's face is like, this is actually good, and Barry's happy also. It sounds disgusting with the jalapenos. See, jitters. That's where they were, was in here.
Mm-hmm. True.
Now do you see it?
Yeah.
They may have got a different location for jitters, is what they may have got a different filming location since the pilot.
So now they're all Barry's little team and dispatching Barry. Wow, now it's dark.
Yeah.
It was just light a second ago. Was it?
No.
No.
Okay, so here we go. It's back now at Stag Industries.
And this is where me and Phil have been arguing.
Yeah, we've been arguing about this for a while now. This isn't the reason I think he is, but it doesn't hurt or help him in this situation that my idea is correct.
Yeah, this kind of is... this is so pointless.
Well, every after scene has been with Wells Harrison.
The 2 episodes.
Yeah, so far that's what I'm saying is
you can't base that off of 2
both
episodes.
Villains, or every episode, the villain has died at night in the last fight, and all the episodes it's came back at the end with Harrison. And Stag saying if we can unmask who the person in the red mask is, then it will help. He looks like him.
I know it looks like him.
He looks just like him, man. And Harrison stands up and he says he's the Flash, or at least one day he will be. And then stands up and just stabs Stag right in the chest.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Read what he says. It's not personal. It's just that the guy in the red mask.
Best man alive.
He must be kept. What's he say? Safe. And in the comics, Stag endangers Flash all the time.
Okay.
So right there is he's just trying to protect the Flash.
Sure, he can be protecting the Flash, but even the villain will protect the Flash. I don't see that. Phil thinks he's Flash.
I believe that it's Barry Allen. I feel that Harrison Wells, it's a very out there theory on this one.
Yeah, very out there.
Yeah, I know. I feel that it's very far advanced for people to think about, where it's along the lines of pretty much just a weird theory. Okay, let me jump ahead to this for a moment. Flash, let's say it's 2024 right now, where the newspaper is that Wells had. Flash goes and what's he do? Stop something bad that happens? What was it? Why did Flash disappear in the comics? Do you remember? He disintegrated pretty much.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't know what it was. That's the only thing I remember. He kind of the Speedforce.
He tapped into the Speedforce, disappeared, and let's say in this, okay, this is my crazy theory. He went back in time, back to the fight between between Professor Zoom and Flash, which happened around Barry's mom that killed his mom. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I'm trying not to say and too much, but I said it like 100 times this episode. So, Barry in the past now is, like, he couldn't stop his mom from dying, so he's trying to invent technology to save people, which ends up being the particle accelerator. Now, it gets into a time paradox here. He has to go by a secret name because he can't go by Barry Allen because Barry Allen is Barry Allen. He can't go by that name again. So he decides to come up with a name, incognito name. What are you looking at?
No, I'm just looking stuff up about the show.
Oh, so I feel he goes by an incognito name that has to do with time travel. Harrison Wells is H.G. Wells. He's going by that as his alter ego or secret identity. That's how I feel. He wasn't affected by the particle accelerator to put him into the wheelchair because he was already affected by it so many years ago. This is a very weird theory. It's a paradox that only happens if one thing happens. So that's my idea of who the Flash is, or who Harrison Wells is.
Or maybe, I don't know. I really don't think.
Who do you think it is?
Who Harrison Wells is?
Yeah.
Who's the yellow guy?
Zoom.
Yeah.
That's Eddie.
That's Eddie?
Yeah.
Okay, what are other Flash's villains?
The other Professor Zoom.
There you go.
No, they're not going to bring in both Professor Zooms at the same time, though.
They wouldn't then. Maybe, I don't know. I've like not been paying attention to your rant. I was actually looking stuff up online about this topic. I personally don't think Flash would kill anybody, even in the future. It's
to protect the future. He's going back. He went back to stop stuff from happening. With Stag dead, I don't know if they can bring in Metamorpho. So that loses a villain right there that Flash has.
So then you got Professor Zoom.
For who?
For Flash. That just opened up a new villain slot. And of course, like with Arrow, with the, like, numerous, like all the archers in the show, there was tons of archers. They're probably going to do the same thing with Flash, which I don't think they should do, but they're probably going to bring in a bunch of speedsters, being Professor Zoom, Flash, Wally,
Impulse, possibly. That Impulse would probably be in like season 7 that they would bring him in, because that's a very hard thing to, like, he and Iris would already have to be dating or at least married by that time in the series for them to bring in Impulse, because Impulse is from the future, Barry's grandson.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I don't think it's Flash at all.
Okay, but if you want to join the discussion with everyone, you can go to facebook.com/groups/Speedforce podcast.
Or to have your email read at the beginning of the podcast, email us at speedforcepodcast@gmail.com.
For us here at Speedforce, I'm Phil.
And I'm Eric. Ride the lightning, speedsters.
I'd never gone into my lab to experiment that night before lightning flashed around me and time changed speed. Now I gotta try to be so patient until calamity will strike, because when things change in an instant, it's almost fast enough for me. And I'll be there before you know it, I'll be gone before you see me. And do you think you can imagine anything so lonely? And I know you'd really like me, but I never stick around, 'cause time keeps dragging on and on and on and on and on.
Thanks for staying after the credits, and welcome to the Marvel Minute. I'm Phil, of course.
I'm Eric.
So for the Marvel Minute today, Margaret was not able to join us because she wasn't familiar with the topic that we were going to be talking about today. And actually, Eric hates Marvel, but he said that he's actually aware of this topic, so he's helping out today.
Yeah, this is the only thing Marvel related that I've actually kind of enjoyed.
So the big news recently that just came out is that Robert Downey Jr. is going to be in Captain America 3, which is rumored to be the beginning of Civil War. The Civil War comics, for those of you who aren't familiar with it, are Captain America and Iron Man are on opposite sides of a registration act. They both have views of what's right and what's wrong, and heroes are divided amongst them. And it becomes a fight between the heroes against heroes.
And I just remember just recently, I actually changed your point of view, because I remember you're a pro registration, and I convinced you to be anti.
Yeah.
So
I felt that the registration was a smart idea, and then Eric, what was your argument again?
I really don't remember. All I remember is you saying that someone with so much power should be under control, and I'm like, that's kind of just proved you wrong somehow.
Yeah.
I don't really remember.
But, so the Civil War, if they make it into a movie, it would be really hard to do it in the way they did in the comics. Because in the comics, Fantastic Four is the main part of it, and so is Spider-Man. And right now, they don't have rights to either of those. So if they do the Civil War, they're going to have to go with characters that they already have in the universe, and characters that they can introduce through Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and through the 4 Netflix series that are coming soon with Daredevil, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, and Jessica Jones. Which would be a really stretch, would be a very hard thing for them to do without having a bunch. But they're saying that it's the beginning of it, where it could just be the beginning. A lot of people are getting angry over the fact that they're not finishing the Infinity Gauntlet story first before they jump into Civil War.
They're not finishing the Infinity Gauntlet? That's like a
No.
really long, drawn-out thing.
No, that's what they're saying, is everyone thinks that that's what's happening. I don't believe so. I believe that they're going to finish Infinity Gauntlet first, but they're going to drop a hint in, like, now, to the Civil War. And that's what this is going to be about.
That makes sense. So, but, and I'm just wondering, are they probably just going to, like, skip a couple gems just to skip ahead? Because there's, like, what, 5 gems?
Well, obviously we believe they're bringing in a gem with Ultron.
That
The
makes
Soul
sense.
Gem.
Yeah, I can see that.
With how he's brought to life. Now, with that, because there's no strings attached on him, and those who have seen the trailer or heard the trailer get that reference. Well, they have... How many gems are they missing right now? We currently got the Tesseract, which is the Cosmic Cube, which is the Space Gem, pretty much. Loki's Staff, if that is a gem. If that is a gem, it's still up in the air if the gem at the end of it is one of the gems.
I mean, if they're for speeding up things, I can see that actually being a gem.
Yeah, with that actually being the Soul Gem, because of how he's able to control people with it.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got the Power Gem, which is either from Thor: The Dark World. Then we have the which one was that one? Because I know the Power Gem was the one in Guardians of the Galaxy, which is the 4th one. And then we have 2 left.
So they may skip ahead.
The Reality Gem and... What's the other one? Do you know?
Yeah. Ask the guy who likes DC more than Marvel.
Well,
with
you've
Infinity
played Hero
Gauntlets.
Clicks with the Infinity Gauntlet, dude.
Yeah, and that's the only thing you can basically beat me with.
World Breaker Hulk along with Infinity Gauntlet.
I've actually beaten that combo before.
That's because you're using Constantine.
And Enchantress.
You're such... Okay, but off topic now. Well, with them bringing that into the movie franchise, it's I could see it more so not following to the comics of the Civil War, but to the video game Marvel Ultimate Alliance, number 2.
Do they own
Where?
X-Men at least?
Nope.
Nope. See,
Well,
this is why DC's better. They actually own their
Well,
characters.
they don't need X-Men for this. X-Men just like never were a part of the Civil War.
Oh
This is where Tony's just like,
they're like, we dealt with the registration.
We already
we're
dealt
done.
with the mutant registration, and we're not going to do this again. And so they don't. So the X-Men are like, we're staying out.
Yeah, but I kind of see Marvel and DC as actually the I'm a Mac and I'm a PC, whereas Steve Jobs actually was like, no, I'm not gonna copyright any of my software programs. You can have it. Then Bill Gates is like, okay, I'm gonna steal this, I'm gonna steal this, I'm gonna steal this, and this, and this. And
Thanks.
he's better!
Thanks, my company's better now. So that's how I feel that it's going to be for that movie, is if they're going to do the Civil War story, they're going to base it directly off of Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, where it isn't just about the registration, but it's also about them coming to terms with, didn't they have to fight, like Nick Fury went rogue and stuff? And so it was them having to fight a superpowered Nick Fury, which could make the Civil War story a lot more believable and bringing it in.
True. Yeah, it gives. Yeah, but then still, the Fantastic Four is still part of it. No, because that'd be more of the Avengers. You just substitute the Fantastic Four for the Avengers.
Well, yeah, we're missing with the Fantastic Four. They would have to put in. It's hard because one of the way it started was Johnny Storm was attacked. Who's another like sort of playboy person that could be attacked in the Marvel universe?
Tony Stark.
Yeah, but he's on the opposite side of Human Torch.
Okay. Yeah. Keep asking the guy who doesn't know anything.
So what do you think? What does that sound?
It's outside.
Oh, okay. Well, that's our minor talk for the Marvel Minute. Not a very in-depth thing. There hasn't been much news for Marvel lately this week. But, yeah, so that's our Marvel Minute.
Yeah, and my joke is the Marvel Hour, because last time he did this, he left. I told him, you're going to be back here at, I think it was like 4:12, and it was like 3:12 at the time.
Yeah.
He comes back at like 4:13.
And yeah, I was gone for an hour, but we didn't record for an hour.
So that's why I call it the Marvel Hour.
So thanks for joining the Marvel 8-minute stretch. I'm Phil.
And I'm Eric.